Hi, it's your favourite Yorkshire demo here. This is Suzanne at Hullahbaloo.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in West Yorkshire, and all the products that you see in today's video are available on my online store, which is hullahbaloo.com, and in the top navigation bar click shop. Today's project is this one. So this is what I am calling my wedding gift bag. It was designed specifically for a wedding. Initially as a favour box, but it still can be a favour box, but I think it's a bit bigger than what usual would be the favour size on a table. It's a little larger than just popping a few little treats in. This is something I'd see as more of maybe a thank you package to a bridesmaid, a best man, maybe a groomsman. As you can see there, it's foiled paper, so it's got that lovely shine to it. So I went with the gold theme on this one. So we've got the gold flecked ribbon, the gilded gems, the gold paper. And this is from the Simply Elegant Design Series paper, so specialty because it's foiled. I thought I would use the non-foiled side this time, just the matte side, and we're going to go with a darker monotone look. We're using the same sentiment. This is from the Elegantly Said stamp set, so we'll get started. So the piece of designer series paper that you need is going to be, did I say 11.5? I did. 11.5 by 6. So it means you can get 2 of these from a single sheet of designer series paper. We're going to score this. So grab my scoring tool, and we want to score this at 1.5, at 5.5, at 7, and at 11. We want to rotate it onto the short side, and on the short side we want to score at 1.5. We want to bring it back to the long side, and we want to part score this. And what I do to part score, to make sure that I get my lines level with one another, so I grab my steel ruler, it's got a flat side, and I just pop it flush against this end. So I want to part score this at 3/4, and I've got my steel rule lined up with the 3-inch mark. So 3/4 of an inch, and then I want to score this at 6.25. Down to there again. That's all the scoring we need to do on the scoring tool. We've got one more bit that we need to do on our grid paper. So with that same steel rule, if I bring this up, I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see on this colour paper, but we have our score line here. It doesn't go right to the bottom to meet this score line here. So we need to now draw a triangle from this corner up to the tip of that score line, and then from the tip of the score line to the other corner to make a little triangle. And that's just going to give our box a neat finish when we push in the sides. I'll show you the one that I already done. So as you can see, that triangle gives it a neater finish when it's pushed together, and so it won't look scruffy, and the box will know what it needs to do as you've already pre-scored it. So that's those two, so they should look like this. See if I can pick them up in the light. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to, but anyway, we'll get this folded and burnished, and then I can show you what it looks like. So I've got my skinny 1/2-inch strip on the right hand side here. We're going to fold and burnish all the full score lines, so not those partial ones that we put in. Let's get that all. As you can see, the other side of this paper is the foiled side, so could have gone with that, but I thought I'd show the matte side. This paper is lovely. I love the pattern on this one. Right, so because I've flipped it now, my 1/2 inch is still on this side. What we want to do is cut up this first score line to the first horizontal, just to release this little flap here, and we want to get rid of that because we don't need it. I'm going to mitre this edge ever so slightly. This is going to become our adhesive tab. So there we go, like so for now. And then we've got 2 squares here. We need to free these up so that they can become tabs. So up the sides of them straight, and then once you've cut them straight, wedge into the square, and that'll make it neater when we need to bring them in as tabs. Same for this end one here, up the edge of the square, and then wedge the edges like so. So then we should have this. Now I'm going to pop some adhesive down this side here, and then when we bring it together, that will form the back. So then this one is the front, that one needs adhesive on it as well. So to go through that again, adhesive here and adhesive on the reverse of this one, but I'll show you that in a moment. Let's get our adhesive on here first. I'm going with my tape runner. You could use absolutely anything, tear and tape. I've got Seal Plus because it's better for keeping 3D structures together. You could use Tombow if you're not confident and want to make sure you get it all straight. Just remember to keep hold of it for a couple of seconds to just make sure it's taken. So there we go, so our seam is here, so that's the back. So now we can pop in. So some people pop in the back first and then the tabs and then the top. I prefer to pop the tabs in first. So tabs in, back, and then on the front we'll pop our glue. And this will form the main part of the actual bag itself. And then we can move on to the lid, onto the flap over. Right, just get that lined up straight. And then I put something in, so I've got Tombow where I'm just going to press that down and make sure it's stuck. And then if we back to the front, if we poke those sides in, those pre-scored lines, as you can see, are now forming that triangle, which is lovely. And I poke both sides just to be sure. And there we are. Lovely. So we've got our triangled sides. Now I need to remember where the back is. Where's the back gone? There's the back. So what we need to do is now make this front overlay that will help us to fasten the box. So we need a piece of basic white. This is 4 by 3 3/4 inches, and there's only one score line we need to do on this. So we're just going to score this ever so quickly on the 3 3/4 side. Let's see, that's 4 3 3/4 side, and we're going to score it at 3/4. While we've got it here, we then want to make a notch at, I've put 2.5, but let's see, 2.5, yeah, 2.5. Flip the paper or the card and do it at 2.5 again. Then on the long side, with the score line at the bottom, you want to notch at 2. And this is just going to help us to create that triangulated little piece of the lid. So we'll pop our tool away. Now we don't stick this on just yet. We've got a piece of work that we need to do to get it how we want it. So first we'll do that score line and burnish that like so. We then, and I'll try and get this as best I can, the notch line is here in the middle, and then the next notch line is there. I'm going to take my scissors from one to the other and just make that point, and then again from the side and meet in the middle. And there we go, we have our pointed edge. So if we line this up as to what it will look like on our bag, we want it there and over. Love it. How gorgeous is that? definitely love that. Right, so we've got a few more things to do yet. So what we want to do is, I have got the Label Me Fancy punch, which is this one, and on it it's got the actual label, it's got a little hole for twine, and then it's also got a notch for ribbon. What we're going to do is use the notch for ribbon, so I'm going to turn it that way. We're going to put this in here. So I'm going to show you my tip for this. I put the score line in line with this like line here on the side of the punch, and when I put it in, I make sure that the edge of the card isn't peeking into this bit of the window, otherwise it will cut that piece too. So you want it so it's just lined up on the edge, but not peeking in, and then punch, and then you'll get this, which is perfect for putting our ribbon through. We then need to turn it over, do the same again, so line that line up with the line inside the punch, bring the card to the edge so it doesn't get punched out, and punch, and there we go. We've got our punched notches ready for the ribbon. Let's pop this away. Okay, so that's that ready. We now need to do our stamping. So we've got the Elegantly Said stamp set. This is 11 stamps, all cling. I'm using this one at the bottom, which says True Love Stories Last Forever. I've already got it mounted on a block, so this is a H block. Because of the colour of cardstock, I think I'm going to go with the black. I did go with black on the gold version as well. So I've got Memento ink here. I'm just going to take my ink to the stamp, like so. And then what we want to do, and I'm going to bring this down so that I can see it properly, is line our piece up straight with the grid paper, and then I want my stamp as close down into this notch as I can without going off of the card itself. And then we'll stamp that down. Lovely, love that. How gorgeous is that? Beautiful. Okay, so then I'm going to pop this onto our box, and on this one I used the gold gilded gems, but on this one I'm going to use the elegant faceted gems, and I'm going to use these clear ones down this side. So I've got my take your pick tool. I prefer using the piercing tool end. I'm just going to take a large one and pop that there, another large one and pop it here, and then I think I'll take a small one, just pop it next to it. There we go. Let's pop those away. Right, and now is the final construction part. What we want to do here is, I prefer using Tombow for this part because it's always better to have that bit of wiggle room. I'm just going to pop Tombow on this bit here, like so. And now what we want to do is get where the back is. So this is my back edge, this is the back of the flap. Where the score line is and the paper, we want it, this is going to be hard to show in the air, but when we stick it, we want it so that the paper sits just under that score line. Otherwise the score line is going to obstruct how it closes. And this paper is exactly the width of the card, so the Tombow gives me the wiggle room if I haven't quite lined it up correctly. I'm just going to give that a press, make sure it's beneath the score line, which it is. And then if I push my bag together and bring that over, we're almost there. It's looking really good. So I have got a piece of the white ribbon. This is from the Flowers for Every Season ribbon combo. So this is the faux linen that's inside it, and I think it just goes beautifully with this. So what we're going to do is going to feed it in one notch, feed it in that one, all the way around. There we go, leave a bit out, close up the bag, feed it round the back, making sure we're not twisting it, and then it wants to go back in that front hole like so. And then I'm going to get this so it's in the middle. I purposely cut my ribbon piece far too big, and then we can bring the box together, see if I can do a decent bow, do it any justice. Right, let's see. So in the middle there, one loop, bring this round and through. That's upside down for a start. Let's try that again. So a loop. In fact, I'm going to do my 2 loop jobber that I do. 2 loops, feed one through the other, and then, oh, it's really not having it today, is it? Right, let's try it upside down. If in doubt, turn it round. So 2 loops through, round, flick that over. That looks better. Right, here we go, let's tidy it up. And I like a bit of a larger bow for this bag, like that. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. See, 3rd time's a charm. So we're just going to neaten this up. I'm just going to point that off, and then same on the other side. And there we go. Love it. So we've got 2 wedding favour bags, or wedding gift bags, or you can change the sentiments and these can be a gift bag for any occasion. You could pop a birthday sentiment on there and pop maybe a bit of jewellery or a scarf in there, but they look gorgeous and can be reused because you don't rip them to get into them, as long as you can tie the bow again. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video today. As I said at the beginning, all the products are available over on Hullahbaloo.com. If you've got any questions, you can email me, Suzanne@Hullahbaloo.com, and I hope to see you next time. Don't forget, all the measurements are below this video if you're watching on YouTube or if you're on my blog, and I will see you for my next project very soon. Bye bye.